Hi, everybody. Here we are. Yes. I am Wisdom Seeker Joan. Thank you very much for being here. And thank you to Thayer, my guest today. I'm thrilled that you're here. Thanks so
Thank
much for
you.
coming.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I've been having a little summer vacay from meeting with the mediums. A
Yes.
little time
That's,
off. It's nice to
yep.
hop back on again and see everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, everyone, for coming. Alex and Viviane and Lottie B.
It's Juno's
And
here.
there's Juno and Akila B. Thanks so much. We'll be a small group, but very intimate. So it'll
Right.
be a small table for a
Right.
conversation today. But yeah, how's the summer going for you there?
It's finally gotten hot. Usually it gets hot in June, but now we're in the 90s. It's properly hot now. And it's nice. It's nice to have the heat back again because it's been chilly and I've been having a great time just chilling out. No, taking a lot of walks with my cat and just enjoying the summer. So it's been very nice. Very nice.
So tell
Yeah.
me about walking with your cat. Does she just follow along or do you have her on a leash?
Well, it's a he, and
He,
he
excuse me.
he I have him because my dog got stolen and disappeared.
Right.
I don't let him out on his own. He has a little harness, and we go out, and he's got a leash, and I don't. It's really like a long string because he likes to chase lizards,
Oh, fun.
and, and we need to get out there early in the morning because it gets hot. But we have a little walk we do, and he chases lizards, has fun, rolls in the sand, and and then I'll tell him it's time to go home, and he'll go, Ray, I don't want to go home, I don't want to go home. But then he knows we go back home, and every time he comes home, he gets special kitty treats.
Oh, very nice. When you
So
said he
yeah,
chases lizards, I missed the opportunity to say he likes to chase lizards. I missed the opportunity to say, well, doesn't everyone?
right, right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of lizards here in Santa Fe and the rocks and stuff.
All those little whip-tailed lizards or
Yeah,
geckos or something. Yeah.
and their tail, when they go into shock, their tail falls off. It does regrow back, but and I pry the lizard out of his mouth, which he doesn't like. But this is an empath you're talking to. So,
Yeah.
and I'm getting ready for my trip to England,
When do you take off?
the 26th of July, and I come back the 17th of August.
Wow, that's going to be fabulous.
Spend a
You're
week
going to
with
have to do a debrief session for all of
debrief.
us and tell us.
Well, yeah. Now I'm gonna be at the Arthur Findlay College. I told Allie we might do a live from there because it's mediums, people from all over the world come there. I'm going to
Yeah,
be a little tiny fish in a very big pond, so it'll be fun.
it will be fun.
You know,
And I can't wait to hear all about it.
yeah,
Hey, thank you, Healer Jules. I haven't seen you for a while, and T Barb and Junosphere, and Jessica Lynn is here,
oh yeah,
and Michaela Butler. I've got your question. Um, and here's another a question I've got that from Healer Jules. Thanks everybody for coming. I've been busy too. I've last year I kind of didn't do anything around the house, so I'm making up for it this year. So I've been doing all the handyman work, replacing rotted siding on some part of the house, and painting and priming and emptying out the garage because I'm having some work done in the garage, so everything has to come out. So that's why I have two 10-foot kayaks in my dining room.
oh, always fun in the morning to have your
Yes,
coffee in your kayak.
yes.
Yeah,
I thought of taking a picture and posting it and saying, "Why does Joan have two kayaks in her dining room?" Wrong answers only.
right.
My first wrong answer would because I don't have enough spiders and moths in the house, and so they all came in with the
Kayak.
kayaks.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
But
Well, it's always good to mix things up a little bit.
yes, this is definitely mixing up the energy there.
Yeah.
But oh, thank you, Jessica. And I have your
Yeah.
question too, and Viviane.
Hey,
And
Viviani. Good,
yeah,
good to see your name. feel your energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, well, without further ado, I hope everyone got some sleep last night. I know that at my house, it kind of felt like being in a popcorn popper with all of the everybody in the neighborhood setting off firecrackers, boom, 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 boom. But it
Yeah.
all settled down after a while, so that's good. So let's do some
Some
questions.
readings. Yeah.
Yeah, here is
Alex.
Alex. Messages from her spirit guides when it comes to her specific person. I'm assuming Alex is a female. Okay. And please
You want
correct me if I'm
a
wrong.
message from your spirit guide about a specific person.
Right.
Okay.
How are things going with this specific person?
I'm hearing it's very even. Things are going evenly. Uh, Passion one way or another is, uh, it's a very even, balanced relationship. I'm seeing an image of balloons and gifts. So I don't know if her birthday or celebration is coming up, but might want to make a big effort on that, or you want to give her a gift. Um, yeah, to I'm hearing you're going to do something that touches uh, the heart of the person.
Well, speaking of hearts, what I tuned in and saw was kind of like a Valentine heart. And then all these curlicues started growing from it. And it was, they were like vines. And they didn't, completely encompass everything. They started. So it's giving me this sense that this is something kind of new. And then the vine sprouted into a white trumpet like type of flower, and then the focus was on that there were white lilies, and it brought to mind Easter lilies, not because of the death and resurrection, but because it's something new and something. It seems like this is something new and kind of special. So, okay, Spirit, what else can you tell us about this relationship?
I'm
Um,
hearing. Oh, go ahead.
and I just heard,
Yeah.
just that's why the vines and the flowers, just it's something, just let it take its natural course and things will grow.
And I'm hearing be yourself. Don't necessarily lay your heart open right away, but be your heart self, be your true self, and we'll see if the energies resonate and there's a balance. I'm getting a nice, even, balanced energy on it. But I agree with Joan that the vines need to grow a little bit more and develop a little bit more. And anything from the heart that you can offer is always will be recognized. That's what I'm hearing.
We wish you
So
the very best.
yeah, good luck. Let us know. Let Joan know. I'll have to watch
Yeah,
some shows.
it'd be fun
Yeah,
to hear.
yeah,
And let us know if any of that resonates with you
yeah,
too.
yeah. No, it'd be nice to have feedback. Lottie B.
Lottie B. Hello, all. I'd love a reading if possible. Ooh, I love your rainbow in a photograph there, a picture. All right. Spirit, what's up for Lottie B? What's going on here?
Get a feeling that something is confusing you, relationship or job or um, some sort of life puzzle you haven't figured out yet. Um, but it part of unfolding the puzzle is sort of part of your what you're doing right now. I'm trying to be. I just see you sort of sorting through puzzle pieces and putting them all in the right place. That this is a very beneficial process for you, and I don't really know what the process is, but not to give up and take your time. And sometimes you have to walk away, like I'm taking a break from doing mediumship because I just need a rest, and then you just come back and everything looks a little bit different. So try not to pressure yourself to solve your life problems or this puzzle too quickly. It will all fall into place, which is the hard part for me anyway, because I want it now. I want it yesterday, that kind of thing. I also feel there's somebody on the planet that really, really loves you. I don't know if it's a dog or a person, but there is somebody that really loves you and um, um, likes your advice and your wisdom. So I don't know if that any of that. Yeah, not sure where you're heading. And I think that that's part of the puzzle, and that will allow things to fall into place. Allow the pieces to come together, because that will come into fruition, probably not as fast. But there's somebody that really loves you. I don't know if it's from the other side or not, but I'm receiving a big hug, big appreciation for the person that you are. Um, it's a mother, or yeah, I'm feeling, I don't know if your mother's passed, but I'm getting, yeah, very, yeah, I don't know if your mother's passed or not, but um, something you did for your mother. Um, well, it could be my mom. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm feeling like your mom is here. I'm glad. Thank you she's sending you a lot of love and a lot of motherly support. She says, thank you very much for helping me out. And now I'm going to help you out, because your path will unfold before you one step at a time, and you'll be able to know the right pieces to pick up. And don't forget to ask her for advice and help, because she's still very, very much close to you. And I think, before you go to bed, you can ask her. You can ask her questions while you're driving about something, and ideas might come into your head. But she says, I'm here to help you, and I'm not that far away. That we'll put the pieces of the puzzle together. So don't be afraid.
I wasn't tuning out and looking at my phone while you were reading. I was getting a message that I wanted to confirm
Yeah.
on the phone. It was what I was seeing were birds. Right away, I saw they were like swifts, either swallows or swifts. Those birds that fly so fast and catch mosquitoes or something right out of the air, and they can turn and dive just like I think they made fighter planes after watching um, little birds like that fly. They are such amazing flyers. They take something difficult and make it look easy. So I think that's what they're saying. You've had to kind of dart around, and it's a lot of work to do what they do, but they make it look easy. And then I saw a picture, and I was seeing a picture of a book, and I thought it was, I'll see if I can find what book that was, when there's a picture of a swallow or a swift on the front of it with a blue background. But then I saw a kingfisher, which also, is a very swift flyer, but has kind of a lot of style. He has kind of a punk hairdo. And so there's something about taking something difficult, making it look easy, giving it your own style. And then I can't remember the name of this last bird, but it's that one that will, a killdeer, like it lays its nest on the ground. And then when somebody comes around, they'll fake that they'll go running toward the person and lead them away, pretend, kind of faking that their wing is broken, looking to lure the predator away from their nest. So there's something about that you might have to, even though you're like a swallow. You can do all of this stuff very easily and with style, but you might have to do something or have this as a quiver or an arrow in your quiver to, I don't know, feign something in order to protect something that's important to you. Like you might have to, I don't want to say lie, but tell less than the full story about something to protect yourself, protect family members, to just protect what's important to you. And that's what the killdeer does. And it's a way to draw harm away. So just kind of roll that around and see if any of that makes sense. I've never had three birds at once before, or three or four of them there. But the general message is you're doing great. You're doing it with style. You're doing hard things and making it look easy. But consider this a strategy for self-protection and protecting those you love, to be ready for something like that. I don't mean to be scary, but I hope some of that made some sense to you.
And I think that you're going to receive a lot of guidance and help from the spirit world and from your mom. And if you're not sure where you're going or what you're doing, take your time, ask some questions. You are supported on the other side, which is, we hear this all the time. We do. Oh, your angels and guides, they're here everywhere. But you can, if you're not sure which direction you want to go, you can even ask that question out loud. And I'm hearing that they are there to answer you. So, and it could come in a lot of different forms, but I see your mother dressed in white or some sort of white thing. That she was very punctual and um, very caring, but a little bit reserved. I don't know if that makes any sense. But uh, follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road, and you'll be fine, Lottie B. You've got people laying yellow bricks for you.
Wonderful.
So good luck.
Hey, and I want to welcome Jackie Jacaranda and Taro Stash. Thanks for listening to us while he's driving. Be very careful driving.
It's
And
Stash again.
Parapet 60 and Scott the Scorpio Sun Tarot. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
All right, that was Lottie B.
Lottie B, you're going to be fine. I get a really good feeling. You're just looking at your name and patience one at a time, and things will come together for you.
All right. Michaela Butler wants a message from her angels, please.
I'm getting a feeling like you've been kind of sad, not grieving sad, but there's a little bit of a disappointment or a little bit of sorrow in your heart that you carry around. I mean, we all have that, right? Sometimes that will come in. But I'm hearing to process it in some way, or to process what's going on with you emotionally in some way, either with a friend or writing it down. But moving the energy out of your body into another form will help. And that of course you're going to feel bad. Of course, this is part of life, and life is not always a lot of fun. But once this sort of is moved out, something else, something completely different will come in. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know whether I have Michaela, whether it's the um, right person or not. But when I move into your name, somebody hurt you. I just feel like somebody has hurt you, um, and there's a place in Albuquerque called the Angry Room or something where, and I'm not recommending this for you, but where you can go down and break things if you're pissed. This friend of mine got sexually assaulted, and she spent a lot of time down there breaking stuff. And I'm not implying that this is your situation at all, but it's coming up because it's in the process. Emotions are like food, where to come in and feel them and learn from them, and then that they move out. And that's hard when something uh, can be painful. So, Michaela, I hope I'm picking up your energy. If not, maybe this message is for somebody else. But that's what I got for you.
I was having technical difficulties, and I'm glad I'm back.
Yeah.
But let's see. What I was getting was that your angels are there, and they are sending so much love. I'm just really, really feeling it. They just adore you, and they love you so unconditionally, and they're just kind of there for you and want you to feel like you can come and put your head on their shoulder and just kind of uh, take a beat, and they will revive your energy. And you can just ask them for that and say, I just kind of need a recharge. And take several deep breaths and just pretend that they are, or that your birth angel is holding you in its arms, and you've got your head on its shoulder, and they are very tenderly holding you, but also just infusing you with love energy. And that will help, just kind of recharge you and rev you up a little bit. And then the very first thing I said or I heard was trust, and know that we love you. So just trust that they're there and that you can go to them for help, and just like they're showing me like taking a break from a basketball game where it's like, oh, I've been out there um, kind of holding the team together, and you need a break just to sit on the bench again, and they're there to kind of give you some water and put you back in the game, because it's quite a game here, and they okay, and they're there for you. They're your best coach and your best cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad that makes sense for you.
Yeah. Thank you for the feedback. Sometimes we can pick up a stray energy and ride it the wrong way. So thank you.
There we go. And I'm still learning how to do this. Wonderful. And here's a question from Healer Jules. I just had a late life diagnosis of being on the autism spectrum. Now that I know, will my life get easier?
I saw this question before, and I automatically got that that you're of a unique vibration than other people. I think people, Asperger's, autism, they come in on a different vibration, and that's why communicating with them in many times can be challenging. I worked with a lot of autistic people in New Jersey. I would say embrace your uniqueness, use this knowledge about yourself to your advantage. And I think your life will get easier in terms of loving and accepting yourself, because now you know that you're part of the angelic vibration. I personally think people on the autism, this is sort of my download that I got when I was working with the autistic kids. People on the autism spectrum are here to teach us how to communicate with love, with feeling, with intuition, and how to connect with them on a different level that is not intellectual. And they're kind of coming in as children that are challenging parents, and that you have to rearrange your whole communication system and your whole identity system. And a lot of it is based on heart, heart and symbolism. So, I really think that you have a lot to offer and a lot to show and teach people, and your insights are coming from a unique or different, well, I don't, different's not the right word, is coming from another vibrational reality. So I'm happy you're on the planet. It's nice to know that, that our problems have a name, but, and they're not really problems, that we are who we are, and we should really honor that, because to me, autism is a little bit of fairy dust, although I do not have an autistic child, and they are a lot of work. So I'm sure if you're a mother of one, you're not going to see it that way. But in terms of healer jewels, you have a jewel in your hand to use and to honor and to thank. So, uh, yeah, that's probably why you're a healer. Of course. Of course, that's why you're a healer. You have a different vibrational entryway or understanding, and, develop that and share it as much as you can, because you're here for a reason. You're here to help expand our way of understanding and communicating and challenging different ways of communicating. I mean, when I worked with autistic people, I could read their minds, and I worked with them telepathically, and all the teachers, like, they didn't like that because I didn't write anything down, and I wasn't getting them to do their homework, in the intellectual way, into the code that we have. But I was able to talk to them and get them to do stuff, which they didn't like that either. But yeah, so honor, expand, move into, and, talk to your angels, because, uh, you know, you're rocking, baby. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm kind of, I have problems, because when I lived in New Jersey, I would have to park in the same spot in the A&P parking lot. But if I didn't, when I got out of my car, I would be dizzy. I wouldn't know where I was. I have little things like that, which I'm beginning to figure out is not necessarily neurotic. It's just energetic. It's how I relate to the energy around me, which is probably why it's taken me so long to find a house. So rock on, Jules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to take so long. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that, Thayer, especially with your background working with people with autism. When I tuned in, the first thing I got was like this huge wind blowing things clear. And then I got the image of, like on old fashioned maps where they have a face as a cloud going, and that would be the north wind blowing the ships across the ocean or something. And it was like that. There's this big wind that's blowing all the debris away. And it's like the world's biggest V8 moment. It's like, oh my God, now it all makes sense to me. It's all going to become clear. And with, these are like, I think you will find things that this is like, oh, okay, that's why this has always been difficult for me, or this is why I'm so empathic, or why I'm very sensitive to certain textures or tastes or smells, or other people's vibration. And I think you are going to, not that you need the diagnosis to justify yourself, but it's going to be like, oh, and it's going to be like a little key that will kind of help you love and understand yourself better, and function by owning that and understanding and loving that part of yourself. Help you navigate the world better. And it's, it is down to things like tags in my clothes are driving me crazy, or just and that's the other thing about autism. It can run the range from someone like you, Jules, who, didn't have any kind of clue, because I'm sure there's things that this diagnosis is going to help, but you've made it through life very well to people who are nonverbal, and really, it's very, very profound. But there is also communities growing, especially for women with autism, because males, boys, and men are, they say, more. It's more prevalent in boys and men. Well, I think they just diagnosed more boys and men with it. So I don't know if women are able to cope with it more because there's the full left brain, right brain communication. Misdiagnosis for many years, she's saying, yeah. But I do think that this is going to be a turning point for you, and you are going to find things that make you feel solid in yourself by understanding this. And then you're going to find other people that you're just going to get to know yourself better. And it's sort of like you've got this great car, but now it's like you found this extra gear and you can really go fast or something like that.
Yeah.
But you can really,
yeah,
through self-acceptance, it's like you can maximize or optimize whatever it is that you want to do. So I think that this overall is going to be a good thing. And I just wish you all the best on this journey. But I think it's a good thing for you.
And the world needs you. We need you. You're needed.
Really?
Yeah.
All those.
Yeah.
My son and daughter-in-law both work with people with mental health diagnoses, especially autism. And man, those people can just see the world a different way. We need people who can see the world in a different way.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that about your about them, because I can't remember her name, but I did a reading for her, and she's very, very tuned in. So
wonderful. And there's Jessica Lynn asking for a message from her spirit guide or for her guide team.
Are you a funny person, Jessica Lynn? I'm getting, when I move into your energy, I get somebody who's kind of funny and having a good time. That you like to joke around with your friends quite often, that you kind of have running jokes. I mean, if you're here, it'd be nice to hear back that you kind of have a running thread with them a little bit. And you value your friends. Your friends are like family. And that's so important to you, and so you, because it's like, if there were kittens in the neighborhood, you'd feed them all, that kind of thing. I keep hearing, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is this really happening? So I don't know if something's come in that is unexpected, or that something has changed in your life. I wouldn't say funny, playful. Well, playful is kind, because I get playful. Yeah, you like to play. Yeah, so good. Thank you, Jessica Lynn. But I'm kind of getting, are you kidding me, that something has happened that has shifted stuff around a little bit for you, and it's kind of thrown you off balance. And I'm hearing the regaining of balance in this situation will bring in newer knowledge or newer experiences for you, which sounds kind of trite. Yeah, there was a change today. Yeah, I feel like something's changed for you. And the change is, I don't like change. I don't like it. But because I get the patterns down and I feel okay. But sometimes the change can seem like a big pain in the ass at first. But as you move in to solve it, some new energy, new things come in. So look at it as the long run, and don't forget to ask for help. You know, you can ask for help from people. They'll be very happy to help you. And that, I always see life as like an obstacle course. You come down, oh, this is great. I'm out of the womb. And then you're cold. Then your mother doesn't feed you on time. And, you got all these obstacles that you have to sort of figure out how to get through. And so this is just one of those. And I think your guides and stuff have every confidence that going through it will be challenging and successful for you. So take heart, hug your friends, and they'll come and help you.
Oh, that's what it was. Sorry, talking to myself. Yeah. When I tuned in, what I saw was this a house plant, and I think it's a paper narcissus, the type that people give them to each other at Christmas, but it's something like that with white fragrant blooms, and it's sitting in this window, and the sun's coming in, and I'm seeing it kind of lifts up, and both the blossoms and the vegetation lift up in the daytime and then down at night, and then back and forth really subtly and gracefully. But so there's change, and it was like the change is part of nature. There's the daily cycle, the weekly, the monthly, the yearly, all of that. It's all change, but change is all part of this one thing called your life. So it's a natural part of your progression. And then it changes nature, changes natural, changes new growth. And so I was trying to get something else other than the paper narcissus doing this, but it was all very graceful. And then it kind of turned into a ballerina. And ballerinas you're able to navigate this change and make it look easy and graceful. Even though it's difficult, what ballerinas do are they look so fragile and graceful and everything, but that's very hard work on what they're doing on their bodies. But somehow you are able to navigate these changes with grace. And when you see the change and the challenges of life as part of as just part of the growth cycle, that can make it a little easier. So I hope that made some sense to you. And she said, thanks to you, Thayer.
Well,
wonderful.
Thanks to Joan too. So
yes.
Yeah. But don't forget, keep playing. Otters play. Playing is really important. Don't take life too seriously.
That sounds good. Yeah. Good advice for everyone.
Viviani.
And Viviani. And thank you, Viviani, for always being here and doing the moderation, and Jackie too, and everybody. So thank you very much. All right, Spirit, what's in store for Viviani? What's the message she needs to know today? And go ahead and jump in at any time there.
I kind of see you looking out the window at a big, vast, open plain, and wondering, just looking at it and wondering, what's in store for you and what's coming, what's going to be happening with you, that you're in unfamiliar territory. And that's never an easy place to be. And you're looking at it. You're not, going through it on a covered wagon, so you don't have to worry about the Indians yet. But I'm hearing to ask for help and support. That to walk out into this great expanse of the unknown is not easy for anybody, let alone thinking that you can solve all the problems. So it's and I think that there's good things up there too. There's something about the unknown, that there's things that you're going to discover, little jewels here and there for yourself. But what I'm hearing is ask for support and help, and take your time. That, big changes and changes. This is like, uh, sort of like an explorer looking out at the ocean before he gets on his boat to, you know, discover America. Well, Columbus didn't know America was out there when he got on his boat. So, but he had support, and he had a good boat, and he did his homework before he left, and he found America. So make sure that you're well emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially well equipped, and that you have support that you go with you, and don't push the river. It flows by itself. I'm a river pusher. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. I like to push the river, and I always, it always pushes me back, and I fall down and get mad. I don't see that for you, Viviani, but, uh, you haven't found your homestead yet, but it's coming up. I hope that makes sense to you. And I keep seeing purple, lots of purple for you, Viviani.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And she said, yes, changes ahead.
It changes
How to do this
yeah.
without. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I saw when I tuned in was, well, first of all, I had the third eye just lit up. And let's see, you're envisioning something. I can't read my own handwriting. And then I saw an image of someone who was fishing and reeling something in. So that's, a reference toward manifest and bring in what it is that you want. But then I saw a different image. It was a cityscape, like, tall buildings and everything lined up, but it turned up this way. So it wasn't like your life isn't upside down, but it's tilted at a pretty big angle. So there's a big, it's like this. And they said it'll give you a new perspective. And of course, if the entire city is kind of like this at a 90-degree angle to where it was, that gives you a new perspective. But it's not falling apart, it's not upside down, and it did eventually start to settle down again. So it's going to be the same place, the same environment that you're in, but you will have, due to a change that seems pretty radical, whatever you're going through, it will calm down again, but you'll have a new perspective because of the change. So I hope that makes some sense, and that, okay.
Yeah, and I second that totally. That the city or the challenge looks a lot bigger than it really is. Like it looks huge, like what Joan said, but when you really move up on it, it's much more manageable than you think.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if
it's like a drawbridge, and I think your ability to reel things in, your spiritual ability and ability to manifest is going to be able to hang on to it. So we wish you the very best.
Yep.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's see, here's Sunflower. I would like to know when I will begin my journey speaking to the masses. Woo! Also, how will I start? All right, let's see, Sunflower. It starts with the heart. And you've got a really big heart. And yeah, I'm feeling like that there is something you need to do internally first. It starts inside, or maybe you've already done this part, and then you broadcast it out. So how is this going to work, Spirit? I'm just going to talk through this a little bit. And they're telling me to use the pendulum. I'm not really sure where I put it. Okay. Well, that's odd. Okay, so we're going to do a pendulum horse. So Spirit, tell me, what's going on with this? How is she going to start? Okay, now they're showing me a game board, and it's sort of like hopscotch or, you know, big squares, and you're hopping on one foot, but then you come to a crossroads, and you can go left or right or straight forward. So how is she going to decide which way to pursue it? Oh, and now they're showing me the full game board, and it doesn't matter which way you go because it all leads to the same place. There's this big geometric design with crossing paths, like in a park where they're all the paths cross, but then it all leads to the same place, which is moving forward. Okay, Spirit, this is great, but let's get some more practical information for Sunflower. How is she going to start this? They're referencing, you know, somebody Johnson who wrote about down at the crossroads, meaning the devil at the crossroads. You're going to start with yourself. You're going to go to the crossroads and you'll meet people, but it won't be the devil. It'll be other people who can help you make the connections. And that's why we're seeing the multifaceted geometric connections. Just trust. Go forward in trust that you're going to be led to the right people, the right situations, the right opportunities, and that they're just going to kind of appear for you. And even if it's something small at first, even if it's like speaking, I don't know, to a small group of people in somebody's living room, or somebody has a book club or whatever, keep going and say, thank you, more, please. And pretty soon I see you in big auditoriums. And yeah, speaking to the masses. Every step is important, and every link in the chain leads you to the next one. So I hope that's helpful. Thayer, what do you get?
Well, first thing I heard was speaking to the masses begins at one person at a time, and that you have the energy and the personality to expand your audience and expand your message and yourself. And it's very, very much resonant with what Joan was saying, is one increment at a time. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And I don't really like that, because my mother used to say that to me all the time. But that's what came in. All those little obnoxious sayings your mother would tell you. But it's a question of having your feet on the ground, speaking to your neighbor, then speaking to 5 neighbors, then speaking at the town hall, or playing your musical instrument. You are a person who wants to project energy out on people, and part of the process is tweaking that. And the journey of 1,000 steps begins with one step. So when you ask, how will I start? That's really up to you. What kind of shoes you want to put on, whether you want to start walking on the pavement or the water or the field or the mountain. Those are all things that you get to decide. But the first thing that came in is speaking to the masses begins with speaking with one person. And but I don't see any hindrance or any block or any thing that's going to prevent you from this growth and this what you want to say and where you want to go. You kind of have to find the path yourself, which I never liked hearing that. I always like to have people tell me exactly what to do. But anyway, good luck. I can see by your icon that you like, I love your little emoji thing there. And I can see that you have a lot to say. So I look forward to hearing it. I really do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great. And
Yeah.
thanks for the question.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to say hello to Sonia Pinola, and I am Lady Saul. Thank you for coming.
I am Lady Saul. Hi. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. And speaking of Sonia, here she is. Can I get a message from Dan, please?
I know.
And Sonia, is Dan in the body or out?
Yeah. And Sonia, it's not, we would, for this kind of reading, be nice to know that you're here and you can give us feedback in the chat. Because there's nothing worse than picking up an energy and having it be the wrong one. So let us know if you're here, Sonia.
Yeah. I'm going to assume that Dan is out of the body. So if you could confirm that and maybe give us a relationship, if that's a father or a husband or whom. But let's see. Dan.
He's passed.
Okay.
Was he a brother or a close friend, a heart-to-heart friend with you? Somebody that you had a close relationship with? I'm feeling that your relationship was very intimate and kind of childlike, that you were good confidants with one another.
Okay, yes, we were going to marry.
Oh, you're going to marry.
And he stroked and passed. Oh,
because I'm just hearing that he died too soon. That he's upset that he died so soon. It's kind of like shucks, I didn't make it. I died too soon. He's fine on the other side because it's the other side, but he goes, the cookie didn't crumble our way, that things didn't happen the way we wanted them to. And he's so sorry. He really, I just have a feeling, he's just so sorry that this is the way things worked out. Did he hold your hand or hold your arm in a certain special way? Because I'm getting him holding your arm or something with both hands. Did he touch you with both hands? And I see him in a white coat. And I don't know if that's a wedding coat or he had a white coat on with a flower in his lapel. He's saying the heart has its own healing process and the heart has its own path. But no, I'm always in your heart and there's always room for new love and other love when your heart is ready. But he's there. There's some way he used to touch you or hold your hand or do something. He's showing me something like a special way he would communicate with you, maybe on your shoulders, or you would hold his arm with both of your hands when you were walking, arm in arm, that you would walk arm in arm together, that he's still very much there, and that pretty soon he's going to become like a part of your energy where you'll integrate him. You'll integrate his love and his memory to be a part of you. So you know, you'll maybe feel so you won't feel separated from him. You know how sometimes we will adopt a phrase, or wear a color or something that somebody that we loved, but there's something about him and his humor and who he was. I think he was a very, very kind person, that cared about other people and was very gentle and kind with you. And that is going to move in to your energetic body. So when you are ready for another relationship, you'll attract that same kind of love, caring energy, because he's going to become part of your vibration. Did he have, I don't know if he had gray hair, but I keep seeing white, like a white suit and white shoes. But take your time, and he goes, shit, it didn't work out for us. That's what I'm hearing. But he's still there.
Still
So
there. And when you were talking about, did he hold her hand or
yeah,
her arm in a certain way? She definitely said yes. So
she
you certainly
said
got
yes.
that.
Okay, so that means that I do have him, and he's um you know he's fine on the other side, and I feel like you guys had a soul contract or something, that you came in and that you guys had something back and forth that you were going to do, and that you've had many lives together before. So to look at it in the big sphere is that you're going to integrate his energy, and then you're going to move on and expand to a higher or a bigger place than you would if you stayed with him. So it's almost in enrichment. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hearing. So I'm sorry. I've
Yeah,
had a broken heart, and it's
that's a rough one.
it's a rough one.
When I tuned in, the first thing I got were Christmas poinsettias, or the red of Christmas. So I don't know if December, if that month had any meaning. And then I saw people like in cap and gown, in burgundy colored cap and gown at graduation. So I don't know if that was referring to he graduated as far as transitioning, or if he was a teacher or he had just gotten a degree or something like that. But he is watching over you, and when it's the right time, he's taking it on to make sure that you, well, he can't be there. He's going to help send a new love to you at the right time, and until then, oh, let's see. I also wrote down that it was karmic. That in a past life you left really try to do, and that's so happen this way for you too. And it's it's hard on both sides, because both in that life and in this, you didn't get to live your plans of having a long, happy marriage together. But he's going to be with you in different ways, and I'm thinking that you already have been feeling him around, and you'll hear words, or you'll say words or something that were like in his way of speaking, and you'll kind of wonder, oh, was that, why did I just say it that way? Or just feel free to ask or to talk to him, and you'll get answers one way or another. Maybe not right away, and maybe not like a voice from God right away, but just in little things. I know I do that with my late husband. I've been doing a lot of work on the house and things. I'm looking around in the basement. Where's this tool? And Dick, I know you've got, his workshop was just a complete mess. But when you get into it, he had it, or all the piles were organized in a certain way. And I said, I
Yeah.
need this particular tool. And right away I'll look and, oh, there it is. So, that kind of thing will happen. And do work with him that way. Talk to him and his words will come to you. And you'll also just have a sense of knowing that he's there. So I hope some of that is helpful to you. Sonia, we wish you the very best.
Yeah. So I think the karma thing, that somehow this tragedy is going to move you into another new area.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have, we're just about at an hour and we've got 2 questions left. Okay. Ellen R.
Yeah.
And Parapet 60.
Okay.
Let's see. And let's see if we can do Celtic Seer too, who just posted it. So we'll try and do these quickly.
I got a yes right away.
Okay.
You will be offered a job. You will be offered soon. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I got a yes.
Well, that's okay. And I was meant to have her third, but anyhow, so now we'll go back to these ones.
Okay.
Ellen R. Will Ellen R. be offered the job she interviewed for today?
No. I got that it's a warm up for something else. And these are always tough because, it's worth what you paid for, the opinion. But I feel like it's a warm up, or that this is a springboard to something else is going to come in that's better for you. I'm getting green in your future, which means that it's going to nurture you a little bit more.
I got that it's going to take a while as far as this job, and they might hire someone else and that doesn't work out, and then they'll get back and talk to you. Yeah. And by that time you might have found something better, but it's either going to, they're kind of like, they're taking their own sweet time. Is this the right job for her? And I heard she could do better. So
yeah,
I think the idea that it's a warm up for something better might be the case. That sounds good.
Don't want to have all your eggs in the same basket. Another phrase from my mother. She must be around. So
need a chance to improve. Yeah, there you go.
But I see a rich garden and fertility and happiness ahead for you. That whatever job you get is going to be, you're going to really like it. It's going to be very nurturing, and really, really good for you. So hang in there, Ellen. Yeah.
I didn't see this. Sonia said, thank you both so much. It was quite something. The 3, the same day and same time, years apart. Tell us
what's the 3?
Yeah, let us know. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Okay, and while you do that, I'm going to go. Okay, this one. I'm going to do this. Okay, and then Parapet. I didn't have my question caps, so I'll repeat it. I would love to read it if you have. Okay.
60.
Yes.
I'm hearing the word disillusioned. That something you thought was going to work out, that everything was going to fall into place, didn't. It's not disaster or anything, you don't have to get on Noah's Ark, but that there's some sort of disillusionment and disappointment for you. And you get that feeling that you might as well just give up on it, and give up on it for a couple of days and go watch Indiana Jones movie. But the disillusionment is important in a way because we like to believe in the pattern and the expectations that are laid out for us. You go to school, you get a job, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, you get married, you work, you die, that kind of stuff. That the expectation that you had could have happened, but it's also going to get you to think a little bit more for yourself and take the elements that are out there and read them individually and learn how to play your chess game a little bit better. I don't know if this is making any sense. This is what I'm getting, that you could, and I don't like this phrase, taking your power back, which really means that you become the captain of your own ship in a way. And you start going, no, I'm not going to, that you start mapping your own way, because this disillusionment was sort of the last straw for you. So, and this is another thing that we always get in the spiritual community. When one door closes, another one opens, but it's the hallways that are a bitch. But, I think enrichment, you're going to enrich and value yourself. I see you, filled with chocolate and, good things, that you're finding rich and powerful and interesting things within yourself that are going to give you a lot more confidence, and you're going to be a lot more wily about the world. And, sometimes people have to pretend they're smarter than they are because they're insecure, and you need to forgive them. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, have fun, because I feel like you're a cornucopia of treasures. I'm seeing chocolates and food and wine, and that you have a lot to offer. So there you go.
I got just you need to focus. And I was seeing it in a million different ways. I saw at first the heart and the third eye lighting up, which you put those two things together and they kind of form a triangle that is like a laser focus on what you want and what you want to manifest and bring in. And then I saw people at a shooting range, kind of looking at the sights and looking at the target, and with their bow and arrow. And then I saw lots of different images of people like in a submarine or something military, where they're looking at screens and they're trying to focus and they're just trying to get on target. So there's something about really focusing in on what you want. I mean, like laser focus, and you'll be able to get it. So anyhow, I hope that makes sense for you.
You got the power.
Yeah.
You got the power. Yeah.
Wonderful description, and it does make sense.
It does make sense.
And I wanted to go back to Sonia, who said her stepdad, best friend, and Dan passed on the same day, several years apart.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so they all had an exit strategy. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of got the option the day before my husband died. I won't go into the whole long story, but I was shown something that was on the 16th of June last year. And I saw this sign and I said, no, I can't have two on the same day. And it was a sign that my late sister had died on the 16th many years ago. And it was a sign that said, do you want two on the 16th? It's like, no, I can't handle two on the same day. So he died the 17th. But it was kind of nice being like, yes, what do you want? It was nice being given the option and feeling like there was, like I had something to say, some sort of say in it. But it's, yeah, sometimes those things do kind of come around at the same time.
True.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I just want to say you have a very interesting life. And I bet you've got some interesting things to uncover and learn. Not an easy life, but very interesting. So
Parapet?
Yeah. No, Sonia. Yeah, the one that Dan died.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, Parapet's got it. I mean, I want to come to her house because she's full of cool things. But yeah. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
And the song came on for her. Wonderful. Well, everybody, thank you so much for coming. And Thayer, I just love reading with you.
Yeah, I do too. We are good readers together, and thank you so much for inviting me. And everybody have a fabulous summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes fast, so
Go
make the most of
fast.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. And take
And
heart. All the Supreme Court stuff will be worked out. Okay. Just take a big deep breath and keep the light ahead of you. Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. And we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye. Bye. There we go.